afternoon and welcome to Wholesome Roots. Winter isn't just coming anymore, it is here. Winter is here, it has arrived, and in Georgia, usually it's not too bad. But the next couple of days going into our new year are gonna be cold, bitterly cold, matter of fact. Today's high is only 36 degrees. That's pretty cold to me, but I am out here gloveless, and I'm okay for right now. But tonight, the low is gonna get down to 22 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty cold. But that's nothing compared to the night after. The low will be 18 degrees, and when it gets into the teens here in Georgia, that's pretty serious. So you know what that means for me today. I've got to do some work winterizing my chicken tractors. I explained back in my chicken tractor video that these tractors, this design works pretty well for Georgia, but they are not very warm for the extreme cold. So for really cold temperatures, I go through some extra measures to help make sure that my birds stay warm, and that's what we're about to do. Rose is in the house today. Many of you know she hadn't been feeling so well. Well, it's confirmed that she has the flu. I know, right? We've just had some terrible luck in 2017. There's been some good luck too, but there's been a lot of bad luck. So let's hope now, when you're watching this, it's 2018, let's hope that this year is way better for us and for all of you. So she's in the house with the flu. Vivian, who's away at college, she was here recently and she has the flu now as well. So let's hope that it stops there, nobody else comes down with it, and let's do some work and get these chicken tractors ready for the cold weather. Okay, step one today is going to be getting all these tractors moved, clean up this area a little bit, but I need to get them all lined up so I can stretch the frost fabric over them. I use a garden frost fabric that does pretty well for keeping them warm. We've used it before when it got cold. But step one, I'm gonna move these tractors. Next, I have some repairs to make. I went out and got some new tarps. Yeah, this is no good. I should have fixed this sooner, but you know, due to budget reasons, I hadn't had a good opportunity to. Well, I went out and got a couple extra tarps today. We're gonna take care of that. This is from probably the rooster, the free range rooster, Red. He likes to stand on this tractor, and this one was sinking and was taking on a lot of water, so it got a hole in it, and then from the rooster on it, and then that, and this is what happens to it. But yeah, we're gonna replace we're gonna replace the holy tarps, and then it'll be good to go. All right, get this tractor out and isolated. Take a look at what we got going on here. Yeah, this thing is toasted. And looking at this tractor and looking at the ties that I have on it and the kind of door, I could tell this is probably the third one that I built. So the tarp held up for a couple years now, so that's not too bad. The tarps aren't too terribly expensive either. I always buy them from the same place. I'm not sure if I'm technically allowed to say the name of the place, but they're only $8.99, so they're not they're not really all that expensive, and they hold up fairly well. These are the heavy duty ones, so probably gonna have to put the camera down just a second and finish getting this tarp loose. Yeah, I need 2 hands. So I've got the old tarp removed from the tractor, and I have a reuse idea for that one, and we'll get to that later. But for right now, I'm gonna put the new tarp on. The size that I got is a little bit too big for this size tractor. It's the same size I get for all of them now, because it's okay to have extra tarp. I think that's better than not having enough. And what we can do is fold it in to take care of some of the extra length. But for right now, with it getting this cold, I'm not too concerned with having extra. Every little bit counts. It's going to help keep them warm. And then later on, if I want to make it shorter, I can. That way they're covered for this cold weather. So let's get to it. Handy bag of paracord. Any of you guys recognize that? That's from a few months ago, and a traveling package thing that Rose signed up for. We got to choose an item. I chose the paracord. Already finding uses for it. So this tarp was too long, and so what I did, just so they would have a little open area, I folded it over, and then I just attached ring to ring. I found a good spot, ring to ring, make it as tight as possible. This tractor had a problem with the way this welded wire, it sags, that water would collect and pool on the top. And so that, combined with the rooster always hopping up on here, it really tore that old tarp up. So what I did was, there was some extra wire. I just made a ridge here. So hopefully that'll prevent the water from wanting to pool on this one, or at least right above where they sleep. The water should roll off. I might have to go in and put another ridge here. This might pool up with water, but maybe not. Won't know until it rains. So this is another tarp that got shredded up. I'm gonna replace it as well. This one was actually human error to begin with. I won't say which human, but one of the farmers here at Wholesome Roots tripped or something, so I've heard, and fell on the side of it, which created like one tear. I don't know where. One of these, it got torn somewhere after a human fell on it. And then with that guy, that rooster hopping up on here, it just kind of went downhill from there. So we're gonna replace this one as well. I've got the tarps replaced that were damaged. Now let's line these tractors up. Got every chicken tractor lined up. That's how we begin. And before I put my frost fabric on, I'm going to add some insulation to the inside of each coop. Insulation being from a pile of old hay in the barn that is not suitable for the goats to eat, but it can sure help keep these birds warm. I am fighting daylight, so I had to put down the camera because it was giving me a low battery warning, and rather than it die in the middle of the project, I decided I would just go ahead and finish it. So this is what we do. I'm gonna need to get some more frost fabric next year because every year I have more and more tractors, but basically I just stretch the frost fabric over all of the tractors, covering the open areas, and that's just going to help keep in some more warmth from the chickens themselves. It's going to keep some of the wind off of them, and it's going to prevent the frost from falling directly inside. It's not perfectly covered, all of them, but this should do the trick. Chickens are rather tough, but you do want to give them a little extra help here and there. I have seen roosters get frostbite before on their combs, and I've seen it turn black and then a chunk of it falls off, and they're usually okay, but we don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna do this. That about wraps it up for the chickens. I need to do something for the ducks down there, and I'm losing so much light now. I'm gonna have to put the headlight on and put the camera away, but I'm gonna do something for the ducks, and I'm gonna pull the turkey, pull him inside the barn probably, and the goats will be inside the barn, so they'll be fine. But yeah, I better get busy. This might end up being a 2-day vlog, just so I can show you guys everything, what I did for the ducks and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off for tonight, and we'll probably check in again with you guys in the morning. Welcome back, everybody. Well, I couldn't finish filming because of it getting dark and other things I needed to do. I had to go cook dinner and everything, and the camera battery died. That was a big issue. But we're back today. It got down to 19 last night. It was supposed to only go down to 21, and this morning when I got up I saw that it was 19 degrees. So that's pretty cold. We all made it. All the animals are okay today. I can't vouch for their happiness, but well, you see it for themselves. They're staying active, so not too bad. All the waters are frozen, and today it's not going to get above freezing all day long. So I've brought out some warm water, and I know warm water freezes faster than regular water, but my hose would not turn on. It is frozen shut, so I had to lug buckets from inside the house, and I figured if I'm getting water from inside the house, I'll at least get some warm water. I can help encourage the goats to drink the warmer water, because it feels better to drink warm water than it does to drink cold water. So I'm going to give them a bucket. I'm gonna give all the chickens some warm water and readjust their cover on the coops. It blew off. It got rather windy last night, and some areas of it blew up, so I need to weigh them down a little bit better. Then I need to get back in the house and help take care of everybody, because Rose is still sick. Her fever's lower, but she's still feeling pretty crappy, and now Liam has a fever, and he's feeling pretty miserable as well. Rowan has a little bit of a congestion going on, and I'm knocking on wood, and I'm just gonna hope that I feel great, because I can't say that I am feeling 100% great, but I'm not feeling terrible either. So let's hope that that changes. Let's hope that everybody starts to feel better. It is 2018, and Mrs. Duck, she's still doing well. I found her in the barn this morning, so I think she was staying warm in there. Anyway, let's get this stuff knocked out so I can get back in and take care of everybody. Check out what this bucket of warm water did for the goats. They really wanted warm water. Look at them. Silly goats. Drink the warm water, then they come over here to the cold water. Trying to eat it? Here, watch out. Watch out. This is always fun. Well, if it's not gonna get above freezing today, so this stuff is just gonna freeze back in place. But we'll knock some of it out of the way, just in case some of the goats would rather have ice water. You know, everybody's taste is different, so. See, some of them like ice water. I've got the chickens are now fed and watered. I've got the frost fabric weighed down with extra rocks and sticks. It got quite windy. When I was putting this up yesterday, I was thinking, oh, it's not very windy, it just needs a few rocks. And then, of course, as soon as you think something like that, the wind started gusting, and I weighed it down some more in the dark. And I guess not enough, because throughout the day some of it blew up. And this isn't perfect, it's just to help. Give the chickens a little extra insulation. This kind of traps some of their own heat inside of these tractors, and it keeps the wind off of them a little bit. We've went through cold temperatures like this before, and they're okay. Chickens are fine. I brought out the warm water for them, and they've all been drinking up it. I know it's gonna freeze. I know that's going to happen. There's no avoiding that. And so I'll just have to lug more water out here tomorrow. The ducks, they weren't so excited about their shelter. because they have the choice. They can go in it or not. And last night they were acting utterly terrified of the new section I put in there. It's just, actually they were raised, some of these ducks were raised inside of that baby crate, baby cage, and so I thought that they'd want to go into it more willingly, but they didn't, last night at least. But this morning when I came out, they were all inside, so I figured if they got cold enough they would seek out shelter. I did put a brand new tarp over there, as well as the 2 tattered tarps from the tractors that I've replaced yesterday. I told you I had a plan for them, and that's it. So they have 2 tattered tarps and then a brand new tarp on top of that. You can't really see, but their structure they had before has these doors on it, and those are opened up inside, so they've got some windbreak. They've got a big pile of hay in there so they can lay on, and they're fine. Everybody's okay. Nobody likes the cold, but we'll deal with it. Well, that about does it for me out here today. There's not much more I can really do as far as making sure these animals are warm enough for the cold temperatures. Tonight's gonna be the really cold one. Like I was saying, last night it was only supposed to get down to 21 and it ended up going to 19 degrees. Tonight is supposed to be 17. It could go colder. It might not get that cold. We won't know until we check in the morning. But you guys do your best to stay warm. I'm gonna go in and tend to the sick, get everybody fed. Let's hope that everybody is well. It is New Year's Day, so we're gonna eat collard greens, black-eyed peas, and the other traditional food to ring in the new year with some good luck. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching Wholesome Roots. You know the drill. I sometimes have to remind you the drill is, like the video, share it, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and Happy New Year, everybody. We wish you the best. Thank you for watching.